Awesome. Okay, we're recording. Amazing. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our Monday night's amazing training calls. I am thrilled to be able to speak tonight. Actually, I think this is probably one of my first times speaking for this incredible nation, E-Nation. So my name is Heather Beaven, and I am an independent consultant and regional vice president with Arbon. So I actually live in Christchurch, New Zealand, and I'm a mum. I have three beautiful children. I have two boys and a girl, and two of the boys are actually now teenagers, which is really a lot of fun. They've definitely been testing me a lot, but I'm so grateful that this business allows me to be here for them. I've definitely realized that teenagers do need us more than we actually realize. Sometimes we think, when we have small babies that they need us the most, but I actually think teenagers do. They go through so many changes, and I'm definitely going through a lot of changes and learning a lot myself. So tonight I actually do have a guest speaker coming on, which I will share with you all soon. But I wanted to just say a warm welcome to the new consultants who are on tonight. Good on you for showing up. It is amazing to have you here, and I know that it's really going to serve your businesses really well being on these training calls. So good on you for being here. All right, so thank you, Cass, for asking me to speak. I really appreciate it. I'm just trying to see if I can change my view for a second. Hang on a second. There we go. Cool. Now I can see all your beautiful faces. So please bear with me. I've actually had the flu for 3 weeks and I lost my voice and I might start coughing. So please bear with me if I do. But it's so good to see you all. So my topic for tonight is grit and growth. Now, this is something that is very close to my heart. And the reason being was because after being in the business for 4.5 years, I realized and just had like a light bulb moment actually, but we do need a lot of grit and a lot of growth, which I believe means having great gratitude and the right attitude to have a thriving business with Arbon. So the meaning behind grit is actually courage, resolve, strength, and character. Now, my life has been absolutely full of ups and downs, I can tell you that much. I was a teen mum, and my husband and I got married very young, and we had 2 more kids after that. So we had 3 children, and we decided that we would try and climb the property ladder. My husband's a builder by trade, and that was fun. But, the earthquakes decided that it would change a few things. As you know, Christchurch is kind of known for Quake City. And at the time, my life completely got flipped around, like literally. The whole ground was shaking. Our lives were turned upside down. And we had to really find gratitude in those moments. I really had to find moments where I was thankful for. It was the lowest I've ever been. And it actually led me into depression and having major anxiety. And there's something that has really changed for me, has been changing the way I see things in life. I naturally see things negatively before I see things positively. Some of you might be able to relate to that, but you can change that. It is a choice and it is a decision. And I'm so grateful that Arbon has taught me these things as well. So we all need strength. We all need grit in this business. And how do we get through tough times? I mean, this year, it's been crazy for everyone. I'm sure that some of you have had massive growth in your business, but I'm sure some of you have also experienced a lot of grit, had to jump over hurdles, and especially with what's been going on in the world. I'm so thankful that most of us are in Australia and New Zealand. Like, are you guys not super grateful? I know I am, because honestly, we are just so blessed to be in our countries right now with all that's going on. So get to my notes before I just blabble on all night, because I do tend to do that. So I believe that gratitude will actually open up all the doors of wealth and happiness. It's our bad attitudes that actually stop us from, getting success in life. It really is. So there was actually a really great story I read, and I've written it down. That's why I keep looking at my notes. But it was an author from Forbes wrote this. This feeling of gratefulness has led me to making wiser financial decisions because I'm happy with what I have. I used to be obsessed with getting the best and most expensive items and gadgets, and a misguided attempt to make my life fuller. But gratitude changed my mindset, and I've learned to love my life just as it is. I've done this too by buying things. Who out there is like me? And when you're feeling a little bit down, or you start comparing yourself to people on social media, you're like, I need this and this and this and that. It's so easy to do, isn't it? I know. And then my husband looks at the bill and he's like, what are you doing? You're getting all these online shopping addictions. So it's so true. We do tend to look for happiness in life by the things that we buy. But did you know that 10% of our happiness actually only comes from our circumstances? I totally actually agree with this, because why is it in third world countries, they have nothing? Like, they sleep on the floor, on the dirt, they have nothing, but they are happy. How is that? Just think about it for a minute. You know, they are grateful for what they have. This is actually so key to our success, especially in life. Most of the world will strive for wealth, but if you're content with what you have, you'll be given more of what you want. The more gratitude you put in, the more you'll get out. Appreciation is absolutely key. So I would like you guys to be challenged on this, and it's something that I've started doing myself, and I know Cass talks about it a lot, and a lot of our leaders do too. Every night, make a list of 5 to 10 things that you're grateful for, things that are improving in your life or just progressing, not the negative things, and any advancement at all. Could be in your marriage, could be in your finances, could be in your business, whatever it is. Before you go to sleep at night, this exercise actually changes everything. And I know that the leaders on here, hands down, will agree with me. So what if we all adapted the mindset of gratitude? Instead of convincing ourselves that we need more shoes or more clothes, I definitely know a few people on here that will be like nodding. And like, you know, having the latest phones and things like that, I get it. We need it for business. But, you know, why do we always want more stuff? Why do we always want more stuff? It's because we are comparing ourselves to others. We compare our husbands with other husbands. We compare our bodies with other bodies. We compare everything from social media and from people in our circle. We are actually so dissatisfied with life, and we always end up wanting more. Buying more stuff, it just doesn't fulfill us. But contentment actually leads to fulfillment, and contentment leads to satisfaction. If we stop looking for what we don't have and instead start looking at what we do have and being grateful, we'll find true happiness. So, like, instead of going and saying, oh, my car always runs down, what's the word? Runs down, not runs down. My car doesn't work well, or, you know, I need this and I need that. You know, go out and actually go around your house, look at your car and say, you know what, I have a car that gets me from A to B. It's truly life-changing when you start doing this. Studies actually show that those who write 5 to 10 things down every day that they're grateful for have more money. And why is this? It's because they are not looking for other things that give them satisfaction. They are already satisfied and are content with what they have. So they are actually able to save money. So having gratitude actually helps you save money in the long run. So now they are able to accumulate wealth. So I thought this is really interesting. And throughout my journey in Arbonne and in life, my husband and I have, like I said, been climbing the property ladder. So we've been staying in different houses over the years. We actually moved a period of 8 times in 7 years with 3 children. We have built houses, we have renovated houses, we have moved into rental properties. We have done so much. And it's really interesting, but every house that we've kind of moved up into, I always find something that I'm wanting more of. Like, I just can't seem to find that satisfaction. We now live in the most amazing home, 20 minutes out of the city in Christchurch. You know, I've been so blessed with everything that my heart desires. And yet I still find myself being dissatisfied sometimes. So even I, like we all do, need to check in with our attitude and our gratitude, because we all can have these amazing things, but we have to learn to be thankful and grateful for these things. Right, my second key point is growth. We all want growth in our life, in our business and finances and with our husbands. And to have growth in this business, we actually have to show a lot of kindness and love. We're going to get rejections, guys. We're going to have haters. We're going to have people say no to us. I've definitely had my fair share over the 4.5 years. It's not been easy. But one thing I've learned is to show appreciation even when people don't appreciate you. When you hand out tote bags or send samples or anything like that, and people don't thank you for them, say to yourself, I'm grateful that they actually said yes to even trying them. You know, find gratitude in those moments. So many times I've had family and friends say negative things to me. But you know what? I've just turned it around, and I'm just thankful that they've helped drive me to become more successful and to show them that I do have what it takes and that you have what it takes too. So always forgive people and show love and kindness. Plant love and grace in their life. All these people that didn't support me in the beginning now support my business. And it's because I have continually shown love and grace towards them. And one of the biggest, hardest things for me was when my mentor decided to quit Arbonne and to go on social media and to bag it out. She had quite a few followers, and a lot of my clients and my team actually left because they were following her. This was a moment that I really struggled with, and I did find it hard to love her in this moment. It took a lot of praying, but I got to the point where I could actually show her love regardless of the situation. And I don't know if you remember, a while ago, we had a situation on in New Zealand on one of our news presenters on one of our like TV3 shows, and they actually talked about Arbonne. It was so hard on us in New Zealand and in Australia, but she was behind all of that. So you know what? She now actually buys through my business, and we're good friends because we've overcome those obstacles. I've shown her love, I've shown her gratitude, and I've shown her kindness, regardless of the way she treated us. All right, back to my notes. Okay, so we have a choice no matter what, even when people do us wrong. Love doesn't seek to win the argument, but love seeks to protect the relationship. I thought that was really cool, we saying. It's better to show love than try to win someone over and destroy the relationship. Your life is absolutely too short to be, and your calling is so great in this business to be offended by something really small. So let the small things go, especially for all you newbies, let it go. There's so many more bigger things out there in this world, and there'll be people that will join you and support you and love you. So Cecilia Stoll, I just love this. She always says this little quote verse. It's amazing. She's clothed with strength and dignity, and she laughs without fear of the future. When she speaks, her words are wise, and she gives instructions with kindness. And that is how we should be towards everyone, always. Awesome. So choose faith, choose kindness, and to always choose love. No matter what situation you are in, choose gratitude. So if 10% of our happiness, if 10% of our circumstances is happiness, then 90% is determined by our mindset and attitude. That's why we're always saying to you guys, make sure you're plugging in and do personal development. Have a good attitude, because it really makes a difference. It's not happiness that makes us grateful. It's gratefulness that makes us happy. I'm going to say it one more time because it's kind of like, it's not happiness that makes us grateful. It's gratefulness that makes us happy. So things in life are not going to make us happy, guys. But we can be happy in all our situations and attract more. So everything I'm given, I see it as a gift from God. No matter, you know, and all of the times we were living in these houses, we were living in some really run down places. And I mean run down, like really bad. But I had to find gratitude in doing the washing and feeding my kids. I was grateful for the dishes. I was grateful for the clothing I was wearing. I was grateful for the car that had no heaters here in New Zealand. So when I got my Mercedes, it was like the best thing ever. But always find gratitude in things in your life. You'll find true fulfillment if you do this, and true happiness. So there's a really great parable that is written in the greatest book ever. And this is what it says. He who is faithful with all that he is given will be given much, much more. You will become a ruler of much, much more when you stop going after much, much more. If we stop looking to buy satisfaction, instead find it in what we already have, powerful things happen. Powerful things. So many people choose wealth because of just dissatisfaction. What if through satisfaction, we could wisely create wealth? And last but not least, if you are happy with what you already have, you are not settling. Just remember that. It's not that you're settling. You just have satisfaction, which is gratitude. So 98% of population is actually dissatisfied. Be the 2% that is content. It's one of the greatest gifts to have fulfillment. You will be unstoppable. Full stop. You'll actually be unstoppable. Right, last but not least, before we get our fabulous speaker on, because she's amazing and I just adore her, I've got this wee box here. I got given a gift, a beautiful necklace, and from one of my mentors, and it says this. And it's funny because I chose this grit and growth, but this actually says grit, and she didn't know I was going to speak on this. So I love it. It says, and I'm speaking to all of you right now, and men, but it does talk womanly. She is unshakable, not because she doesn't know pain or failure, but because she always pushes through, because she always shows up and never gives up, because she believes anything is possible no matter the odds. And perhaps what makes her beautiful has less to do with what lies upon the surface and more to do with what lies within. She isn't just beautiful because of her appearance. No, she is beautiful because of the way she chooses to live and love. In a way, she embraces all of life's experiences, good or bad, in her willingness to bend but never break, and in her courage to believe that the darkness can't hold her as long as she continues to look to the light. She is like a pearl, made from grit, but full of grace. She is unstoppable. She knows it's not what happens, but how she chooses to respond, with perseverance in her mind and passion in her heart. And I just absolutely love that. So glad you love it too. All right, so that's all from me. I am so excited to introduce you guys to the beautiful Katie Rees from New Zealand. She is a National Vice President. Now, Katie, if you know of, this is not Cecilia Stoll, oh my goodness. Oh, I can't remember her name now. Debbie Neal. Some of you know of Debbie Neal. Yep. So if you know her success, I feel like Katie is similar, but from New Zealand. Like, that's how phenomenal she is. And when I was going through a really hard time as an area manager here in Christchurch, I reached out to her and I sent her a message. And I remember her coming back to me with love, but she was tough. She gave me a real good kick up the butt because my attitude was so bad. It was so bad. And so she kicked me in the ass and I just got on with it and went raging. And it's honestly, I just love the fact that she supported me, even though I wasn't even a part of her downline. And that is what we're about in Arbonne. That is what true leaders are about. So let's find her. I have no idea where she is. Do you know where she is, Kath?
I'm muted myself, baby.
Oh, hey. Where are you? Cool. Where are you? I still can't even see you now. Oh.
Too many pages. You guys are doing amazing. What an epic training, babe. That was so incredible.
Oh, thanks,
Thank
honey.
you for that beautiful welcome as well. I've got so many notes from your training, so thank you.
Oh, you are so welcome. I'm excited to hear from you, gorgeous, but I still can't find you. Oh, there you are. Okay, my bad.
I've got the big bright background.
Yep, I've got you now. All right, I'm going to pin you, gorgeous. Okay, take it away.
Amazing. I'm just going to take myself down so I can see my notes. Oh, thank you so much to everyone for having me on tonight, especially Cass and Heather. Thank you for asking me to speak. I'm really excited to be sharing with you guys just a few of my favorite tips and a little bit about my journey, because probably a lot of you might not even know who I am or heard anything about my journey. So I would love to share that with you all tonight. So my name is Katie Rees. I'm a National Vice President here in Christchurch in New Zealand. And I have a really exciting story. So I went region in 12 weeks and then nation in 3 years. So I'm going to go a little bit further with you guys tonight though. And I'm actually going to take you guys back to primary school, because the girl that you see sitting here tonight is absolutely not the girl that started this business. And for me, that really started in intermediate school. So I was about 12 years old, and I remember we had to give our school speeches, and I was talking on donkeys. And believe it or not, at the time, I used to show donkeys. I loved them. They were my absolute passion. A 12-year-old girl, I was obsessed with them. And I'd written this speech. I was so excited. I was feeling really proud of myself. And then I got to class and I watched the two people before me. They got up and spoke. They spoke so well. They didn't seem nervous. They had so much confidence. They weren't reading off their paper. And my confidence went from up here and all the way down here. The thought of judgment and the fear of what people thought of me, of not being good enough, was absolutely crippling for me. That I can still remember that now as 32 years old, 20 plus years ago. And I actually got up to give that speech and I fainted in front of my whole entire class. And I vowed on that day that I would never, no matter what, speak in front of anybody ever again. And so I worked my way through high school, and I would literally get to the start of every year, and you'd have, of course, lots of different teachers. And the first day I'd go around all of my teachers and I'd say, look, I'll do absolutely anything you want me to do. Please don't ask me to read aloud in class, and please don't ask me to give a speech. I'll write it, and you're welcome to say it for me, but please don't put me in that situation. I also was borderline dyslexic. So for me, reading and spelling and stuff was a real struggle. So reading aloud in class, or even trying to read a training or a speech, was something that I really, really struggled with. It just didn't come naturally to me. And even in school, just things like going to the toilet or going to the tuck shop, I couldn't go on my own. I was seriously just riddled with fear of what others thought of me. And that judgment element was so huge. It's crazy now to think back that I thought that I was the center of everyone else's world, because that's not the case. But that's honestly what I felt like. I felt when I walked into a room that people were saying bad things about me. I never fit in. I just had no idea, that that's just not how most people work. There's of course the odd person that's like that, but most of the world's not. And then I left school and I actually became a hairdresser and a makeup artist, which I absolutely loved, and I actually did that up until I started Arbonne. And so I guess I really learned to make small talk and to make conversation about others. So that's definitely helped me in my business, because I love getting to know people, I love to help people, and I love to make it all about them. So my journey that I'll go through from region to nation, I'll go through that with you soon. That was all about myself and having to work on my own self-worth. So I had my 3 babies. So I've got three children. I've also got a stepson now as well. And so I had them through, I had Tao when I was 19, and then I had my other 2 wee ones into my 20s. And through that time, I was in and out of hairdressing. And then I went back to work when my youngest was about 9 months old. And Arbonne at that stage had been in New Zealand for about a year. So I think I was about 8 months pregnant when my sister-in-law actually joined Arbonne, and I did not want to have a bar of it. I had done 2 other network marketing companies before, And I had literally, the week before she started Arbonne, I had joined another network marketing company, and I just thought my sister-in-law was batshit crazy that she wasn't joining my team, that she was doing this other network marketing company. So I just did not give it the time in the day. And then I watched, you've probably heard of Lucy Crichton, Sarah Brockbank. I watched them through my sister-in-law's Facebook, promote through the management levels and get to regional vice president. So I watched their car party. So what this gave me through being in other network marketing companies, it gave me the desire that I wanted to have a community, to have a team. I seen how much support Laura got and the friendships that she'd built, and that community was huge for me from the outside watching that in. But what I also seen, and what I love about the Mercedes the most, is what it represents. It represents what we achieve in this business from the outside world, from when they don't understand the titles, what they mean, the promotions, even our Achieve Awards. It kind of just doesn't really make much sense. That's Arbonne lingo, where what the car represents is that anybody in this business, so for me to see two girls in Christchurch in New Zealand make this business work, where in my other network marketing companies it had only been globally, and I thought you had to be in America and know, you know, I don't know, 1 million people to make a network marketing business work. What I also really learned very, very, very quickly when I first started was that our products are next to none. They are honestly so incredible. And I realized that I truly hadn't fallen in love with any of the other products that I had tried selling before. And selling was exactly what I was trying to do, where you all know that we recommend in this business. And it's something that I truly admire and love about how Arbonne has. The founder of our business, Peter Morg, and the team that have carried it on since then, is really the most amazing gift that we have, that we can truly recommend these incredible products and our amazing business to our friends and our family. So it's something that I want you all to be very, very proud of as well. And so I literally 2 weeks after, I think, after the girls had their car party, Sarah actually came and sat in the chair in front of me in my salon, and she was booked in with my boss, and I said to her, I was like, please, can I blow away this lady's here? I need to talk to her. And so I picked her brain all about Arbonne, and I literally met with my sister-in-law Lucy and Sarah the very next day, and I jumped in with both my hands and both my feet. I made the biggest business decision that I'd ever made in my whole entire life. I was like, I had this 1% chance that I was like, I can do this. If these two girls can do this, I can do this. And that was enough for me, because I was still scraping by week to week, walking around the supermarket with a calculator, doing spreadsheets on how I was going to pay my bills, really, really struggling to pay everything, and digging myself into more and more debt, even after being in the hairdressing industry and a very successful career for 10 years. So I really knew that this was my chance, and I had to find something that was outside of the box that we're brought up into believes the normal, 9 till 5, or in my case, most days was 9 till 9, long hours doing late nights and hairdressing. And so I really knew that this was an opportunity for me to make a difference in my life, for me and for my family. So I did a full startup order. We completely Arbonized our house. Everyone in our household was using everything possible Arbonne. And what I realized, like I said before about the products recommending, I realized that in the morning, I was getting in the shower and I was using Arbonne shampoo and conditioner, Arbonne face wash, Arbonne body wash. I was getting out and using Arbonne deodorant, body moisturizer, the face creams, RE9 then, now it's Age Well. I was using a full face of Arbonne makeup. I was then coming out and using nutrition. I was taking nutrition to work. Guys, I literally wasn't touching anything other than Arbonne until dinner time. And that's really what gave me the power to be able to truly recommend these products and the business to our friends, my friends and family. And so we literally went in such a short amount of time, so 12 short weeks. Obviously, that's not average. 2 years is an average in New Zealand, which, guys, is still flipping phenomenal. I would have absolutely stuck around for the average 2 years, 110%. But 12 short weeks, my team and myself got to regional vice president. which was something that I was so proud of, because I showed all of these women following me that what was possible, and that car and that title, what that represented for me was I had the ability to hand this incredible business on a silver platter, all tied up in a little cute gold bow, this opportunity to every single other person that wanted to hear about it as well. I didn't have to keep it for myself. I could share that, and that lit a fire in me like no tomorrow. So I just want to quickly also say one of the first books that I read and up on. I know that most of the time, so please do exactly what your upline say. Most of the time we teach down to learn about network marketing. So our 4 pillars of belief. Network marketing is definitely the one that you want to get working on as soon as possible. But if you are like me and fear really did cripple you, there was no point in me learning about network marketing when I couldn't get my words out to speak, right? Like my first event that I had at my house with my 10 best friends, I threw up twice beforehand, and I didn't even have to say. And I think Lucy was going to read my 60-second story for me. That's how physically nervous it made me, but that's how much I could see the potential in this business. I knew I had to push through. So I actually read Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway, was the very first book that I read. And then I read GoPro literally on repeat for the entire time I went region. And then the third book that I read was How to Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. So those were the 3 books that I read. I know network marketing wasn't my first, and I know that's probably not 100% the right way, but I had to read something that was going to give me the ability to be able to share this opportunity to start with. So if it is something that you really do struggle with, or guys, even just to write in your notes folder to be able to share it with someone, if you do have someone like me that joined your team, that book changed my life. So very quickly, it gave me the concept within the first few chapters that every time I said no to something, I was letting fear win, and fear was growing, and it was growing and growing rapidly, and it had been for the last 20 years, right? Every time I said yes to something, even if I didn't do a good job, even if afterwards I felt embarrassed, or I had missed words out, or I couldn't read the page properly, I often found it easier to tell everyone. If you ever heard me speak in the early, even first 2 years, I would always say, guys, this is way out of my comfort zone. I'm so nervous, just bear with me, because it made me feel more relieved that the expectation wasn't there. And every time I said yes, I knew that I was winning and fear was not winning. So it became like a competitiveness thing in my mind against myself and against fear. And that honestly was a light bulb moment for me that changed my life forever. So I will be forever grateful for that book. And then I went on after going region. I really got stuck in feeling worthy of being of even being a region, to be perfectly honest. I didn't feel worthy enough to lead a team. I didn't feel worthy enough that I knew enough information to even lead a team, or to be able to find out, when we have all these amazing things going that we're meant to put on our team pages. I found all of the admin stuff really, really stressful and really hard. And so it wasn't until I really spent those I spent 3 years after that time working on myself, growing myself, doing affirmations, doing courses, loving on myself, really growing. I went through a divorce, and I met my amazing partner. We actually went to primary school and high school together. I fainted in front of him in my Form 2 class. He moved over from Australia at the end of last year, and I really just found myself again. I found God in that time. Just so blessed to have the Lord in my life and what he's done for me, and how he's made me feel whole again, and the strength that he gives me just through prayer and being able to know that I can rely on him. So that 3 years was massively about me finding myself. And in that time, I was so blessed to be able to help so many of my team that going through the same things and growing them into leaders, and we were doing it together, and it really has built the most amazing culture in my team and just such a special bond, and we all just feel like we're on the same level. And I love that my team, like especially my regional vice presidents, they have so much belief that they can go nation just like that because they feel so relatable to me. I never tried to make them feel like I was better than them, because I honestly truly didn't believe that I was. So that was a real roller coaster ride for me, and that took a lot of time and a lot of effort, and I had to work on myself and on my business every single day. And I think if your personal belief's not where you want it to be, you have to make it a priority. So get your DMO done and get it done really well, and then make sure you also have an equal amount of time on yourself. So I always teach down in my team, and it's probably very similar in your guys' team as well. I have a power hour in my business, so my DMO, and then I have my personal hour as well. And to be honest with you, with my miracle morning and the personal development that I do, it probably ends up being more like an hour and a half. But that truly has been what it's got me to where I've got to today. Obviously, you still have to do your DMO and do your asks and do your activity and get to those parties and all of that stuff, but it's also really about feeling worthy and becoming the best version of yourself along the way is the coolest part about what we get to do. So just before I go any further, what I really want to talk to you guys about, I'm sure that you guys have all probably seen this. So it's written from our head office team, and it's actually on the website. Like, you can buy this as a big poster. I have a big poster hanging up as well. But I read this out. We just had a conference just last month on Waiheke Island, and I read this out to my team because I think that it is so phenomenal from the absolute core of Arbonne, from our head office, you know, that what we stand for and who we are just flows down into all of us so much. And I'm so grateful to be a part of this business, and I'm so proud to be a part of this business and what we stand for. Read this for you all tonight. So who are we? We are trailblazers, star reachers, bridge builders. We are life changers, the original transformers. We are leaders, teammates, soulmates. We are doctors, lawyers, swim coaches, professors, and hockey players. Locked arm in arm, connected at the heart. We are family. We are mothers, daughters, fathers, and sons. We are friends. We are Arbonne. We are earth lovers and protectors. We are green and we are growing. And we're big on botanicals. We are pure, safe, and beneficial. We always have been and we always will be. We are worldwide and world class. We're simple, we're elegant and vibrant. We are for freedom from radicals, glutens, and the 9 till 5. We are for healthy, happy, and natural. Champions of wellness. We are for generosity, giving big and giving back. We are forward-thinking, forward-looking, future-friendly. We believe in opportunities and optimism, and awesome. We are warriors who work hard, dreamers who dream big. We are owners of our own lives. We are positive, powerful, and unstoppable. We are pure, through and through, inside and out. Pure energy, pure products, pure heart. We are Arbonne. Whoa, guys, every time I read that, it gives me goosebumps and makes me feel so emotional. I'm so proud to stand linked arm in arm with a company that has the philosophies like that. I just want you to know how grateful you should be to be standing right where you are, probably sitting right where you are today, and just know in your core, no matter if you started this business 2 days ago or you started this business 5 years ago, it doesn't matter what management title you're at right now. Know that you are absolutely in the right place at the right time, and your time will come at exactly the right time for you when you've been through the journey that you need to go through, and enjoy that journey, embrace it and love it, because once you get to nation, guys, it's only 4 levels and then you're there. Enjoy the process of getting there. It's such an exciting time, learning who you are, loving who you are, and growing so you can then in turn help others do exactly the same. Okay, I've gone way off my notes. I don't even know why I ever write notes. Okay, cool. So what I also just really quickly want to touch on, because I've seen it there and I didn't actually speak about it. Something that I am so proud of about where I'm sitting right now, and for any of you mamas or soon to be mamas or people that want to have babies in the future, this is something that I had no idea when I joined the business that was going to be such a massive impact for me. And it's truly the thing that makes me cry the most now, is the type of mum that I get to be and the influence that I get to have on my children. So when I'm visioning the future for my kids, so for example, AIT, for example, every time I bawl my eyes out, because the thought of having the kids at AIT and getting to be around all the other amazing people who have had influence and hardworking and their growth, their personal developments at the highest end to be able to do something like that, for them to be around those people and to be networking with people all around, you know, if you're in New Zealand and Australia, it will be both our countries, but they're really getting to get outside of their wee bubble that they live in and be around the type of people that are going to absolutely change their future. That for me is nailing being a mum 110%. So I've actually chosen, because of my business and because I'm at home now, I've chosen to actually homeschool the kiddies. So from next year, Taya, my eldest, who's just about to turn 14, she will be homeschooled starting from the start of the year. And then my second daughter, Mia, she will do 6 more months, maybe 1 more year of primary school, and then she'll also be homeschooled. And then my son, Jordan, who's 4, he will never go to school. We will just homeschool him from the start. So it's something that for my family is just such an empowering decision to make. I get to be the one that influences my daughters and my son. I get to be the one that implements the things into their life that is going to absolutely change their lives. I get to be the one that teaches them personally the things that they need and the tools that they need for their life. And if there's something like chemistry that I can't teach them, I will definitely get them a tutor. But I just know how empowering and how much them being around me the most out of anyone else in the world, how much of a gift that is. And that is something that I never could have foreseen that my business would have given me. And it's something that, like, I don't want to cry on this call right now, but it's something that truly, every time I give gratitude or every time I feel really emotional about it, I have strong visions about it. It's something that just makes me feel so emotional. And it's, you know, that decision for me came when my 14-year-old daughter, we were doing her vision board together a couple of months ago, and you know, I was like, what do you want to have on there, babe? Like, who do you think that you want to be when you grow up? Where do you want to go? And she was like, okay, cool, mum. So I'm thinking that I will stay at school until I'm 18, and then I want to start Arbonne, and then once I've got my Arbonne business going, I then want to go and travel the world. And I was like, holy, I've nailed motherhood right there. And that, like, a couple of sentences, I could not have been more proud of her as a 13-year-old girl, that her mind is outside of the box. It does not matter to me if she joins Arbonne. I know she will when the time's right for her, but the fact that her mind thinks that that is the best option for her, because I also know that it is, but the fact that she knows that, a network marketing company and not having a normal job, having a business that she is having control of and empower of, and that she knows she can do that while she travels the world, I'm like, what more could I want for her? So on her vision board, she has got Avery, I think her last name's Honeycutt now. On her vision board, she's got her with the white Mercedes. I just love it that there's these people that I idolize in Arbonne that she has on her vision board as well. And it is just such an incredible blessing to be able to pass it on to a second generation as well. Okay, back to my notes. So what I want us to do is I want you to go from 12 weeks from today. So Monday, the 8th of March, 2021 is 12 weeks on today, if I've calculated that properly before. You can literally achieve absolutely anything in the next 12 weeks with a lot of love and a bit of a love punch, like Heather was saying before. So if you need accountability or you need your upline to give you a rack up and tell you honestly, just ask for it, because we definitely all need it from time to time. So whether for you, that's been on stage singing in 12 weeks' time, that's becoming the best wife or mother that you could be, or maybe it's becoming a brand new regional vice president or national vice president. Whatever that looks like for you is 110% okay. So what we're going to do now is we're all going to close our eyes, and I want you to all close them right now. And I want you to, don't worry, I can't see anyone because I've minimized the screen. I want you to find a picture in your mind of what you desire most. What do you want more than anything else in the whole entire world? Whether or not you believe that you can actually achieve in 12 weeks does not matter. What do you want more in the whole entire world? Hopefully everyone's got a picture in their mind, so keep your eyes closed. Now I want you to make this picture clearer and brighter. I want you to give this picture more color and definition. Add more brightness. Add more color. Add some sparkle. Let that picture truly come alive. I want you to just stare at that picture for a few more seconds. How does that picture make you feel? Can you almost smell and touch it? What smells are around you? Who's around you? Where do you feel that feeling? Does your heart feel like it's racing? Do you feel relaxed? Do you feel happy? Do you feel excited? Is it loud? Is it quiet? You take a big, deep breath. I want you to open your eyes, and I just want everyone to spend the next minute just quickly jotting down some key points. So when you go back to this later on after the call, you can kind of connect those points together. But if you, obviously you'll forget by the end of the call. So I just want you to write down some key points for you that you had in that picture. Like when you're going to envision this every morning, when you're doing your miracle morning and you're doing your visioning, those things of what can you smell, what can you hear, how did you feel, where did you feel that feeling, who was there? They're the things that I want you to feel and hear and see and smell when you're doing your visualizations, okay? I'll just give you guys a minute to write them down. Okay, cool. Hopefully, sorry, we're running out of time. Hopefully, you guys have got some key points that you can come back to later. So I've just written down a few top tips that I just want to, so these are probably just like one-liners that you guys can just write down. So my top tips are having a super clear vision and let go of the how. The how does not matter. It's knowing where you want to go. And just if you imagine a road map or imagine following the signs. So if you were going to get from, if everyone knows where Christchurch is, if you were going to get from Christchurch all the way up to Tauranga, you could get there without Google Maps. and without a map if you wanted to, by following the signs on the road, okay? So just trust the signs that you follow along the road without actually having to know the full destination, okay? Without having to know the full map of how you're going to get there, don't worry about it. You need to know where you are now, where you want to go, and trust those signs along the way, okay? I want you to write it down. I want you to picture it. I want you to feel it and go into so much detail and so clearly, okay? It's something that I want each and every one of you to do when you get off the call. Then I want you to think about and write down who you want to attract into your life, and I want you to become that person, okay? So use those words that you write down as your affirmations. So for me, when I was looking for someone in my business, I wanted someone that was confident, I wanted someone that was intelligent, I wanted someone that was kind and caring and loving. They are the things that are still on my biggest affirmation that I say every single day, because they were the person, that was the person that I wanted to become, and that's the person that I now believe that I am. So make sure that you decide who you want to have in your team, who do you want to attract in your team, and often if you really think about it and you go and you want to sponsor up, that's someone that you need to become in order to be able to sponsor that person. So use those words as your affirmation that you say to yourself daily. If you're not in momentum and getting results, just remember, if you do not change something, then nothing is going to change, okay? So you need a love punch. If you're not moving or not in momentum in any kind of way, you need to ring your upline and say, even though it might hurt me a little bit when you first say it, can you please tell me honestly the truth of what you feel like I need to hear? And it's not always easy as a leader to be able to do this, but it is really important as a leader to be able to tell somebody with love and with kindness and with their best interests at heart what they need to hear sometimes, okay? Commit to your daily routine. This is so important. What we do in Arbonne, guys, is so easy. It really is easy. The mind game's hard, and it's hard because we don't have a boss telling us what to do. But if you commit to your DMO and you commit to your miracle morning or whatever you guys do, if you commit to those two things, your business and your personal growth, you will get there at some point, whenever is the right time for you, okay? What are the lessons that you need to learn? Ask yourself this. It's a question that I ask myself at the start of every single month, looking back from the month before. What were the lessons that I needed to learn, and what can I do this month to teach myself those lessons, okay? You are one conversation away from making a new friend. Remember that we are professional conversation makers. You're one conversation away from making a new friend. So even on those days that you go out and you can't really be bothered talking to someone, like I'm a real introvert. I love my house, I love my family and my bubble, and I would literally live there. Like lockdown was my dream come true. I could literally live in my wee bubble 24/7 and be very content. But I know that I'm a professional conversation maker, and I had to get good at making small talk and making conversation about people and learning about them. So when I go out, guys, I love to meet people and make friends, because that's me working. I'm getting paid to do that. That's probably the biggest part of my business, is making new friends, because that way I then have new clients and new consultants to be able to bring onto my team. And the thing that I really want to leave you guys with is I am a lifer, okay? I entered this business and I shut the door so tight behind me. Have you made this choice? Do you think when we're sitting in Maui, it is going to matter if it took you 5 or 10 years to get there? No, it's definitely not. Linda Parker lost her district 6 times in her business. Do you think anyone is now saying to her in Maui, oh, hey, Linda, what about that time that you lost your district 6 times? No one cares when you get there, guys. It does not matter your journey. What your journey and how long it takes you to get there, and the things that you overcome along the way, is what makes you you, is what makes you relatable to your team, is what makes you relatable when you're on stage speaking to other people. Because when we find people that we find relatable in this business, guess what, guys? We then realize that we can do it too. And if we all had perfect journeys to get to nation, and if it was the only way you could get there by having a perfect journey, nobody would believe that they could also do that. So just know that each and every one of us, no matter what level we're at, have all got a story to tell and have our own journey of how we got there as well. And you're going to have your own as well, which is so exciting. Be excited for that. So shut that door behind you so tight, lock that key, so it's not even an option to be able to open it again. It does not need to be opened. You're in this business for life. You're exactly where you need to be at the perfect time in your life, okay? So thinking back to what this has really meant for me along the way, sometimes my business growth hasn't been where I've wanted it to be because my personal growth has been my main focus, and often the complete other way around. My business growth has been my main priority, and then there's been times where I have got that balance just right. Not very often, I'm still working on it. But by making the decision to be in for life, it has allowed me to just know that I'm on an amazing, exciting journey to becoming the best version of myself and growing my business at the same time. This is my favorite part about Arbonne and what we get to do, and we get to do it together with loving and supporting one another while we grow empires. Like, how lucky are we? We are just so blessed, and I'm so thankful for each and every one of you. So thank you so much for having me on the call tonight. I love you all. I have so much love for all of your success line, and it is really such an honor and such a blessing. So thank you so much.
It was absolutely incredible. I know I can see the comments is going crazy. I love your heart. I love how real you are. And what an incredible babe you just are. Honestly, you have a heart of gold. We really thank you for tonight and taking the time to share with us. And I know everyone just absolutely loved it. So thank you so much, Katie. You're the best.
Oh, love it. Bye, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, gorgeous. Bye, everyone. Have a great week. Bye.